Welcome back to Catnap Recaps. Today, we're diving into Season 2 of Banshee. In Seasons 1, the police uncover a bombshell, 3 skeletons in the woods, an unsolved mystery. Who are these guys? They wonder. Shockingly, they're the real Lucas Hood and 2 of Proctor's goons, killed a year ago. Mike's true identity is at risk of exposure. Carrie, who saved him, is also exposed, abandoned by her husband and facing jail time. To protect Mike, Sugar and Job sneak into the morgue, steal Hood's body, and bury it elsewhere. The next day, FBI agent Jim arrives, launching an interrogation. Rabbit's men attack the station, clearly targeting Mike. He denies knowing Rabbit or why they're after him. Through questioning, Jim learns Carrie was Rabbit's adopted daughter and a former member of his master Rabbit syndicate. She claims old grudges drove her to silence them, leading the police to confront and kill Rabbit herself. Though his body's missing, Carrie insists he's dead. Jim's skeptical. Post-interrogation, Jim spares Mike, even reinstating his badge. For Carrie, he leaves her fate to the local police. Some cops cry foul, calling Jim biased. In a heated argument, Jim reveals he's dying of cancer and running out of time. He's using Mike and Carrie as bait to catch Rabbit's network. After her husband kicks her out, Carrie rents a hotel room to survive. The next day, a covert heist begins. Mike, Sugar, and Job play civilians, targeting a transport truck. Despite years apart, their teamwork's seamless, looting the armored truck clean. As they celebrate, a motorcycle roars up. Get down, they shout. A firefight erupts. Their truck's tire is shot, sending it careening off the road. The assassin dismounts, and the fight rages on. In the chaos, a white car speeds in. Seizing the moment, they pile in and escape, thanks to Sugar's timely save. The assassin removes her helmet. It's Nora, the Xeno tribe chief's sister. Back at the bar, the crew's bummed. Their elaborate plan netted just $10,000. They don't know who Nora is and feel watched. They bicker and part ways, frustrated. Police arrive at the robbery scene. The chief suspect's Proctor, who once bombed his casino site and got off with a small fine. The Xeno tribe holds an emergency meeting. With the new project wrecked and goods stolen, the chief's blamed for poor leadership and ordered to fix it. That night, Nora shows up at the bar, flirting her way into Mike's house. They hook up upstairs. The next day, Carrie faces the judge. Using a gun alone warrants 30 days in jail, but with 2 kids to care for, she gets 3 days to arrange things. Her husband, a cop, personally books her, infuriating Mike, who roughs him up. Meanwhile, the chief calls Proctor. Stay away from my casino, got it? What are you talking about? Fine, I'll teach you some manners. Convinced Proctor's behind everything, the chief vows revenge. That night, Rebecca visits Mike but finds him gone. Leaving, she's cornered by soldiers outside the bar. Hold up, sweetheart, they leer, pinning her to a car for something vile.
You. I'd tell you, but you wouldn't remember anyway.
Nora swoops in, saving her, but then drugs Rebecca unconscious and delivers her to the chief. Knowing Proctor adores his niece, they plan to use her as leverage. Proctor storms Mike's place, assuming Rebecca's with him. Mike says he hasn't seen her. The chief calls.
Uncle Kai?
Hear that? Bring the cash, I'll free her. I didn't steal your truck. The chief wrongly blames Proctor for the heist, enraging him. Proctor begs Mike to save Rebecca, but the Xeno tribe's outside his jurisdiction, leaving Mike torn. You owe me a lifetime to pay up. To settle the debt, Mike heads to the chief's casino alone. Job hacks the security system, letting Mike slip in. After taking out the guards, he finds Rebecca's cell. He didn't expect Nora to use her looks to get close. On Xeno turf, he can't arrest them. He just asks the chief to release Rebecca and call it even. The chief agrees, handing her over. Rebecca's safely returned, and the debt to Proctor is paid. That night, the chief's cozy with his mistress when Proctor bursts in. Proctor aims at him while his men dump dead cattle into the bathtub. Touch my niece again, and you and your family die like these cows. The next day, Mike takes Carrie to jail, advising her to ignore others' taunts. She begins her 30-day sentence. With the female deputy's house burned down, Mike sets her up in a mobile home. Late at night, Anna, fresh from a shower, senses something off. Opening the kitchen door, she's stunned to see her ex-husband, a violent drunk. He's why she divorced him. Now, he's here, harassing her.
Get the out of my house!
Jeez, what the
The next one's going in your gut.
Elsewhere, colleagues worry Anna should be on shift but hasn't shown. Mike drives to her place, finding her standing dazed, a wound on her hand twisting his gut. Where is he? At the motel, Mike heads out to teach the guy a lesson. A knock at Anna's door reveals her colleague, who got there first. Anna unleashes her pent-up rage, beating her ex unconscious before Mike arrives. She fears job repercussions, but Mike promises to handle it. Grateful for his repeated help, Anna can't hold back and kisses him. Police find a woman's body in a vacant lot. She's Lana, a Xeno tribe member. Yesterday, she and her boyfriend, Roman, were out here, staying late until tragedy struck. Roman, the farm owner's son, is missing. His worried father found Lana's body but no sign of Roman. Heavy rain last night erased all evidence. Learning of Lana and Roman's relationship, the Xeno tribe accuses Roman of murder, demanding the farm owner turn him over. Mike arrives just in time to defuse the escalating conflict. Rebecca storms into the station. Roman's her brother, and she's certain he's no killer. She begs Mike to uncover the truth. Investigation reveals Lana's ex-boyfriend sent threatening texts after their breakup. His brother, Cheddar, is no ordinary thug. He despises the Xeno tribe, banning outsiders from dating them, with dire consequences for violators. Everyone suspects the murder ties to the feud between the Xeno and Chinoa tribes. The catch: police have no jurisdiction over the Xeno tribe. Mike doesn't care, driving to Chinoa territory. Locals dismiss the cops, shutting doors in their faces. Mike sneaks in through the back. "Hi. What the hell are you doing here? I don't want trouble." "You're not causing trouble, you're in it." Cheddar charges. Mike's no match, getting lifted and slammed to the ground. Goons outside smash windows, rushing in. Mike subdues the lackeys, but Cheddar taunts, slicing Mike's stomach with a knife. In the brawl, Cheddar kicks Mike through a door. The deputy bursts in, and together, they overpower Cheddar. At the station, Cheddar clams up, revealing nothing. A strange teen shows up, seeking Mike.
"You're not my father." "I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Jason Hood."
At the farm, a mob from the Indian tribe storms in, demanding answers about Lana's death. The farmers back off, scared, but Proctor strides forward, unfazed. "You've got 30 minutes to clear out." "Not so fast, let's see how you like this stick up your ass." The loudmouth gets pummeled by Proctor, who hands the stick to his men to finish the job. Scram. Rebecca visits a friend, asking about Roman. The friend tells her to wait at a forest bridge. Rebecca goes but finds no one. A shadowy figure grabs her. She breaks free, sprinting away. As she dials for help, the figure lunges again. Grabbing a rock, she smashes his head and escapes. Luckily, she runs into Mike on patrol. She recounts the black-clad attacker. Mike grabs his gun and races into the woods. The figure ambushes him, knocking him down with a branch. Mike shoots, hitting him, but the guy flees. Mike wants to keep chasing, but Anna stops him, seeing his exhaustion from back-to-back cases. She takes him to her place to rest. As he tries to leave, she holds him back. "Stay. This isn't a good idea." The next morning, Mike brings Jason Hood to the bar, laying out the truth. Jason's unfazed, promising to keep Mike's identity secret. But he has a condition. Mike helps him swap identities for a fresh start. Mike agrees without hesitation. Mike tracks down Roman's friend, learning Roman had a twisted teacher who beat students. Because Rebecca broke tribal rules, the teacher took it out on Roman. Rebecca meets her friend again, who confirms the teacher hated Roman, suggesting he's involved. Mike visits the teacher's house, chatting casually but spotting nothing odd. When the teacher pours water, a bleeding leg wound catches Mike's eye. "Your legs hurt." "Old injury, horse kicked me." "Why's it still bleeding?" He's a ruthless killer. As Mike moves to arrest him, the teacher fights back fiercely. During the struggle, Rebecca appears, grabbing an axe from the floor. Mike subdues him, but the teacher won't reveal Roman's location. Proctor shows up, saying interrogation won't work. This guy thinks he's righteous, takes experience. He grabs a tool, pries open the teacher's mouth, and screams echo. Soon, Proctor emerges. The teacher confessed. Roman's in an abandoned warehouse. They rush there, freeing him. Having witnessed his girlfriend's death, Roman's traumatized. His parents arrive, but his father, who disowned Rebecca, doesn't thank her. The killer faces justice. Cheddar, tied to the case, is transferred to the station, escorted by the black deputy and Anna, but trouble strikes. Cheater's men ambush them at night. Anna wakes from a daze as Cheddar stands. "Tell your sheriff we'll meet again," he says, strolling off. Elsewhere, Proctor meets the tribal chief, handing him a gift, the tooth of the killer who murdered his daughter. For Proctor, it's a win-win. He saved his nephew and helped the chief catch the culprit. He wants to mend ties, and the chief agrees to pause their feud. The chief thinks it's settled, but Nora, his sister, is pissed. She wants nothing to do with Proctor. The siblings argue fiercely. Feeling out of place, Nora decides to leave, axe in hand. She storms to the police station. Carrie walks out of jail, free after 30 days. No husband or kids greet her, just a man both strange and familiar. Mike's presence cost her family and home, so he takes her to a house he saved up to buy, offering her a new start. They chat happily. Mike thought staying would protect Carrie, but he's only brought her trouble, even costing her family. Though he can't let go of their 15-year love, he knows what's best. "Leaving is the best thing I can do for you," he says. They spend the night together. The next morning, Mike wakes, his gut screaming something's wrong. Checking outside, he spots a stalker, FBI agent Jim. Jim's been secretly tailing them to catch Rabbit. Years ago, Rabbit killed Jim's family of 3 while he hunted evidence. For over a decade, Jim's been relentless, determined to take Rabbit down himself. He knows Mike's real identity, the diamond heist 15 years ago, the interrogations, the Lucas Hood charade. Jim kept quiet because Rabbit's his true target, and he wants Mike's help to take him down. Suddenly, gunshots erupt. Jim takes a bullet and drops dead. After a fierce attack, Mike and Carrie step out, closing in on the shooter. They kill him, stunned to learn he's Rabbit's man. Hoping for a fresh start, they realize Rabbit's still hunting them. Their dreams shattered, they drive off. At the bar, Job dumps the diamonds on the table, hoping for a big payout, only to find they're fake. The past 15 years were Rabbit's twisted game. "Rabbit played you," Job says. "You were his toy. You did 15 years for glass." A man eyes a car, licking its hood like a creep before prying off the windshield. The owner appears.
You know, petrol station.
Minutes later, the thugs are sprawled out, beaten. The man drives to Banshee. Mike finishes forging Jason Hood's new identity, handing him the ID. A stranger walks into the bar. "Sorry, we're closed." The guy doesn't care. Approaching Jason, Mike clocks him as trouble, not wanting a repeat of last year's chaos. "Got rules about guns in here?" "Yeah, no guns allowed." "Looks like we've got a problem." The guy bolts. Mike grabs his gun and chases but loses him. He takes Jason upstairs, demanding answers. Jason admits he stole cash from mobsters, who now want him dead. Jason leads Mike to a hotel, pulling a stash of money from the toilet tank. Terrified, he begs for help. Mike tracks down Brock, a mob enforcer, lounging on the street. He figures Brock's just a hired gun. After negotiating, Mike agrees to return Jason's stolen money plus $50,000 for the full story. To avoid losses on both sides, Brock agrees. Mike empties his savings, delivering the cash to the meeting spot, demanding Brock spare Jason and leave town immediately. But things go south. "Surprise, Grandma, put your pants on." Mike recounts it to Sugar, who warns Brock won't quit easily. It clicks. Mike sprints out of the bar. On the highway, Mike cuts off Brock's red supercar. Brock strips off his jacket, and they slug it out in a brutal brawl. A truck barrels through, flattening Brock. Mike and Jason return to the hotel. Mike tells him to take the money and leave Banshee for good. Jason heads to the bar to say goodbye to Sugar but spots Rebecca drinking. Ignoring Sugar's advice, he drags her to the hotel, planning something vile. Burton and his crew intervene, saving Rebecca and taking her to a slaughterhouse. The sight horrifies her. Jason's been ground into meat. Mike arrives at the hotel to get Jason, but the room's silent, money untouched. Sugar says Jason left with Rebecca last night. A bad feeling hits Mike. He heads to Proctor's mansion, finding Rebecca. She confirms Jason was with Burton last night, but there's no proof to nail him. Mike knows Burton killed Jason, Swallowing his rage, he vows to take Burton down another way. That night, Mike leads a police raid on Proctor's strip club, arresting every dancer. By the time Proctor arrives, it's too late, the club's shut down, no warrant, but the dancers are gone. No warrant, and you trash my club, Proctor roars. His goons don't even know what a warrant is, Proctor loses it. I pay you to keep this place running. Clean it up, reopen by tomorrow. Mike interrogates a dancer, fishing for dirt on Proctor. Under pressure, she cracks, revealing Proctor runs a secret meth lab, though she doesn't know where, she only knows a bald guy drives for Proctor, handling meth deals and transport. Mike and the cops hit the bald guy's hideout. His lackeys don't flinch, charging first. Move, and you're done. A fierce fight breaks out. Mike drops a few thugs, but the bald guy slips away. Mike gives chase. The bald thug's finally nabbed by the cops but plays dumb. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Alright, buddy.
Banshee!
No tears till he sees the coffin. Under Mike's relentless grilling, the thug cracks, spilling the address of Proctor's meth lab. Investigation reveals the lab's a shell company, unlinked to Proctor. Even busting it yields no damning evidence, but Mike's got a plan. That night, Mike's crew raids the lab, intercepting Proctor's meth-loaded truck. They subdue the driver and pull a crazy stunt, crashing the truck through the gate into the warehouse. Job rigs explosives everywhere, ready to blow the place sky high. They slip out. Job grabs his phone to detonate. A massive blast rocks the night. The lab erupts in flames. Mike's crew struts away. When Proctor hears, he's livid. Not only did he lose a fortune in meth, but his slaughterhouse got hit too. Hacked electrical systems caused a blackout, rotting most of the stored meat. Proctor storms the bar alone, baffled by Mike's obsession with taking him down. He's not scared. Mike's got no proof. To nail him, Mike and Anna visit the stripper from Proctor's club. Since she often serviced Proctor at his mansion, Mike bets she knows something. Under pressure, she cracks. She saw someone push a fridge into the mansion's basement but doesn't know what's inside. Mike races to Proctor's place. Cops secure a search warrant and tear the mansion apart, uncovering a secret basement packed with weapons and proof of Proctor's collusion with the tribal chief. The evidence is ironclad. Proctor's done. Mike hauls him in the hall to the station. Emmett's wife is targeted by mobsters for revenge. Walking down the street, she's cornered by thugs. Can I ask you something? Sure. When did you start betraying white folks? The bald thug mocks her black husband, gropes her pregnant belly, then knocks her down, kicking her stomach. They peel out. Passers-by call an ambulance, rushing her to the hospital. Emmett arrives. His wife describes the attacker, and he instantly knows it's Proctor's crew. Hell-bent on vengeance, colleagues stop him, urging him to stay with his wife and let them handle it. She survives, but the baby doesn't. That night, Mike visits, sharing good news. The mobsters are locked up. Emmett heads to the jail, armed, and steps into the cell. Beat me, and I'll let you walk. Emmett drops two of them, grabs new weapons, and opens the cell again. As a husband, this is his way to protect his wife. When others arrive, the thugs are barely alive, rushed to the hospital. Mike gets Emmett's pain. Desperation left him no choice. Emmett hands over his badge, paying a steep price. Proctor hires a lawyer, scheming to get bailed out. The cops nab his driver. To silence him, Proctor sends Burton to take him out. Proctor recalls the stripper, suspecting she snitched about the basement. Burton hits the driver's hospital room, silencing him forever, then checks the club for the stripper. She's gone. Rebecca tipped her off to flee town. Job heads to New York alone, spotting Rabbit in a church. As he moves to strike, a voice cuts in. "Where you from, kid?" The pastor doesn't waste time, sending goons to teach Job a lesson. Drop the knife. In a do-or-die moment, Job plans to take Rabbit out, but opts to bolt from the church. Meanwhile, Mike's with Anna when Job calls. "Get to New York now, I'm in deep shit. Room 307, Central Hospital. They're coming for me." Mike doesn't explain to Anna, rushing to Carrie's to relay Job's discovery of Rabbit. Carrie insists on heading to New York. Her husband objects, pulling a gun on Mike. In the heat, Carrie spills the truth. Mike's thief is real dad. I have to kill Rabbit, even if it kills me. Mike and Carrie set off. At the hospital, two assassins hunt Job, crossing paths with Carrie, spotting tattoos on their necks. She IDs them as Rabbit's men. As Mike reaches Job's room, a killer jumps him. Hospital security hears gunfire and rushes in but gets taken out. The assassins grab a nurse as a hostage. Mike and Carrie get Job to a hotel, plotting against Rabbit. Rushed, they only brought a few guns, and Job's badly hurt. Job thinks of someone. He'll help us. Mike seeks the guy out but gets blocked. Get lost. Follow me. What do you want? Move, and you're dead. The thugs draw guns, dragging them inside, but the leader, seeing Mike, lights up. He's an old friend, a local arms dealer. Since Mike once saved his life, he hands over a cache of weapons, repaying the debt. Mike and Carrie haul the arsenal to the hotel, gearing up to face Rabbit. With Job injured, Mike benches him. Wait, how do I know if you're alive or dead? If I'm not back by morning, I'm dead. They hit Rabbit's church, taking out the guards like it's nothing, but inside, they walk into a trap. Rabbit knew their plan and set an ambush. Ready? Always, run. Under relentless gunfire, they're pinned, out of ammo. Memories of 15 years ago flood Mike's mind. His only option is keeping Carrie safe. He makes the same choice as back then. What are you doing? Where are you going? I'll draw their fire. When I stand, you run. Got it. I'll catch up. I'm right behind you. Mike grips his knife and charges. No. Out of nowhere, Job and his crew burst in, wiping out the mob's nest in the church. Mike and Carrie find Rabbit sitting in the courtyard. The 15-year grudge is finally nearing its end. But Carrie doesn't shoot. She hands Rabbit the gun, ordering him to end it himself. Go die. Fine. With the 15-year vendetta settled, Carrie heads home. Mike returns to his girlfriend, Anna. Meanwhile, Emmett takes his wife to another city for a fresh start, but that day, an unexpected incident throws everything off. Rebecca seeks out the tribal chief, seducing him. Then, in a flash, she takes him out with a knife. It was all for Proctor. With the chief gone, Proctor's released back to his mansion, unscathed. He rewards Rebecca in his own special way. Chayden gets a call. Done. Chief's toast. Time to nail the coffin shut. Where to now? Home. This wraps up Seasons 2 of Banshee. The show has 4 seasons. Want summaries for Seasons 3 and 4? Comment next season below. If enough of you ask, we'll keep going. Thanks for following along. See you next time.